Starting, and we are live. What's going on, everybody?
Hey, everybody.
Max Uhas here, John Newton here. I'm not really sure where Matt is. I'm sure he'll jump on in a little bit or something. But I wanted to, basically, like, we do these hangouts every Wednesday, but this was something where I was pretty adamant about doing this because I've had a couple pretty crazy epiphanies over the last week and a half, and I really just, since we got back from Nashville, I've had a lot of time to just kind of like sit and think and sit and just kind of like brainstorm and just what I've kind of and it all just kind of came from a late night conversation that me and John and Matt had, sitting around drinking some gentleman Jack till about 3 in the morning, talking about the direction of where the team should go. And there's been so for those of you guys that don't really know, like, because we're all kind of how do you put it, we're all kind of like orphaned teammates from different sponsors and things and whatever, and we all just kind of like ended up like lumped in together. But before I got into like online marketing, I still run an offline business. I do a lot of like outside sales, business sales. I sell art, and I've basically been doing sales now for the last almost 15 years. I mean, I got into sales, well, shit, like outside sales for the last 15 years, but I've been doing sales now basically since I was about 15, 16 years old. So basically for the last 20 years of my life. But I was one of those kids that even when I was like younger, man, growing up in Jersey, when it snowed, me and a couple of my friends, or I'd get my younger brother, not my youngest brother, but sometimes me and both of my brothers, we'd go house to house knocking doors, um, shoveling driveways and shoveling, sidewalks and stuff for money. Because to me, it was just like, I was actually having a conversation with a guy yesterday, and he was, we were just talking, and he was just like, man, there's so many people out there that complain that there's not enough money out there. And, the fact of the matter is like they won't get off their ass to go get it, and I don't know. I've always been one of those people where it's like, I know there's money out there and I like to figure out how to get it, and a lot of times it's not necessarily the same exact structure, the same exact formula, or the same exact way that everybody else is doing it, because even though it may be super successful for some people, I just know that once everybody starts copying the same exact model or the same exact system or the same exact formula, the formula itself, like, as far as I'm concerned, like, sales is an ongoing kind of evolution. Whether it's offline, whether it's online, whether it evolves. You know what I mean? It has to evolve in that sense, to where it's like, if you're marketing, back in the day, before the internet, before telephones, people had to literally go business to business, or they had to mail letters out, or they bought ad space in local newspapers or whatever. And now it's like we have everything at our fingertips, everything at our fingertips, everything at our fingertips. So in a sense, it's like it's very easy to get overloaded with information. It's very easy to get distracted with so many things going on. And I like to, here's the thing, I don't necessarily recommend anything for anybody unless it's tested, and unless I test it myself. And a lot of times, like, I think a lot of times me, when it's come to my success, and even to like my to I'm one of those slow burn kind of guys, because I like to figure things out for myself, and sometimes I need to prove that something works, and sometimes I need to prove that something doesn't work. And a lot of times, like, um I'll do everything wrong, knowing sometimes that I'm doing it wrong, just to prove to myself that it doesn't work. And then but every once in a while I'll crack a code on something and figure something out that other people. Sorry, man. I just want to put this out on Facebook too, in case anybody else wants to jump on this. Um, But anyway, just before I really get into this, uh, so anyway, let me get into the whole point of this rant right here. Okay. One of my major goals ever since I was a kid, when I was in high school, uh, a lot of people had the, what's it called? Like your, what do you call it when, your quote, right? Like your high school quote. A lot of people have these great quotes. My quote was this: the only color that counts is green. Okay. Because it's a weird thing when I always wanted to be rich. You know what I mean? I would stay up late at night, a lot of times like 3, 4 in the morning, staring at the ceiling, trying to figure out like, not very satisfied with the situation that I was in, and knowing that it could be better. And I would always figure out a way to make money for myself. But besides that, I basically, I dropped out of school, dropped out of college 3 different times because I always found a way to make money. You know what I mean? And to me, it was like I couldn't stay in school and I couldn't get an education from people if they weren't actually doing what they were teaching me. You know what I mean? I could never listen to a professional unless they had actually done what I was doing. You know what I mean? Or what they were teaching. Because to me, it's just like, how are you going to teach me something if you've never actually done it? And with that, like, my dad's always been self-employed. I grew up in a household where my dad never really had a normal job. He worked from home. He raised 3 boys by himself. Me and my brothers, like, it wasn't really the most functional household in the entire world, but my dad did what he could to make sure that we all, were provided for. And because of that, like, I never really had a quote unquote job mentality. You know what I mean? I always had a run a business mentality and just like think, not even so much think outside the box. But you guys have heard me say this before, where it's like, there is no box, there is no box. And it's just like, you create your future for yourself. You create your success for yourself. And it's like, you can follow what the majority of people are doing, or you can actually create something for yourself to where it's like, life is really what you make it. You know what I mean? And if you kind of like sit there and you listen to everybody else and you kind of just like follow what everybody else is doing, um, you know, what somebody is doing may just work for them. And what other, and there are very simple systems that you can follow. But in all actuality, it's like, you've got to figure out something for yourself. You know what I mean? And it's like, once you kind of figure out who you are and what you want to accomplish, and really like write it all down and put it out on paper. And a lot of times that's the thing with people, right? It's like, a lot of people like never really get it in their heads where it's like, this is what I want to do, and this is the goal. This is the time that for me to achieve it. This is the time for me to really get it on, and this is the time, and they set deadlines and they set goals for themselves, and they really push through, and they make themselves perform, and they make themselves do it. So it's like, you want to kind of get it into your head to where it's, let's just put it this way, you never really hit your ultimate success until you kind of like step back and get super, super serious and super honest with yourself about what it is that you want to accomplish, what it is that you want to do, and actually set definite goals for yourself. And sometimes that takes you literally saying to everybody else out there, it's like, listen, if you're not with me, you're against me. And it's like, I've gotten to certain points in my life to where it's like, I kind of I segment people in my life to where it's like, you're either helping me get to where I want to go, or you're holding me back. And that's it sounds a little harsh sometimes, but that, like, when it comes to your business, and this is the whole thing, it's like, if you're in business for yourself, you know what I mean, whether it's online, whether it's offline, whether it's this, whether it's home business, whether it's a brick and mortar business, whether it's, you're in business for yourself, and everything that you do affects your business. The relationships that you keep, the hobbies that you have, the people you surround yourself with, sometimes even like the stuff that you post up on Facebook or whatever, it's just like, it affects your business. And I had a pretty testing week last week of just like of absolute just like mental strength where it's like, yo, are you gonna push through this and make it happen, or are you just gonna like be a total B about it and whatever? So, and I had a really because I'm really tough on myself. Like I don't know about you guys, but like I'm my own biggest critic sometimes to where it's like I'll rip into myself harder. I don't need anybody else to like tell me what to do. You know what I mean? To me, it's just like I know what I need to do, and I'll just tell myself to do it. And I literally had a conversation with myself where I was like, dude, stop being such a B and just go do it. And that kind of, and once I had that shift in my brain, like everything else just kind of sorted itself out because I stopped worrying so much about other things that were going on. And I just focused on what I needed to do. And, anyway, and that actually ties in a lot to this broadcast, to this webcast, to this live cast that we're doing. By the way, guys, for you guys that just jumped on, this is Max Uhas, this is Team in the Black. And what we've got going for the team here. So whether you're on the team already or you're just watching this because you're invited to see this, I'm going to offer this because I've been working on a couple of things that are just completely not even like in the box, but like just there's like, and I was talking to John about this and going over this with him, and he's been seeing some of the results because once again, I don't like to just like talk about. I learned a long time ago that it's just like I don't like to just like talk about stuff until I start actually seeing results about it. Because talk is great and like hype and all this other stuff is great, but results speak for themselves. So for anybody that's already in the team, okay, and I know I've mentioned this, and I don't think you guys really understood what I was talking about with this, but I started building apps. Okay. Now, what does this have to do with you? So I did one for Matt, and me and John were talking about doing one for him. But I've basically published about I want to say close to 20 apps so far, right? And these are all super hyper targeted apps, very niche apps that have basically been getting me free leads every single day since I published these apps. Okay. And what I want to do for anybody that's on board with the team, whether you're my direct, downline or you're just a part of the team right now, because we are, we did filter out a whole lot of dead weight and we're basically back into like the core group. And I want to see everybody rock out and kick ass. I'm offering this to you guys. I want to build you an app. Okay. And for anybody that joins underneath me, just as a special bonus, I'm going to build you an app for free. Like I'm not even going to charge you. Like once I get up to about 40, 50 apps, I will start charging because I'm still testing, tweaking and stuff for myself. But what I've been able to do, and eventually I'll get into it with screenshots and stuff, is that I can build you a niche app, okay, that will generate it. Let's just put it this way. We can build it to where it'll link your Facebook, your blog posts, and your Instagram, Twitter, if you do Flickr or something like that, anything else that you're potentially involved in, I can basically build you an app for that. And as far as that goes, it's friggin' genius. Like I've got apps and I've only published, I think the first one that I published was like 2 weeks ago. I've got apps already that have been downloaded close to 200, 250, 300 times already in the last 2 weeks because they're keyworded the right way and they're niche targeted the right way. Okay. So if you're already going, because this is what we've been talking about, right? Like niche targeted, you know what I mean? Like you want to target your blog, you want to, pick a niche and that's who you're kind of going for. I can build you an app. And this is just for people on the team. I'm not going to be doing this for everybody else. You know what I mean? If you're already on the team or whatever, if you're watching this, at home or you're not a part of this, this is kind of what I'm telling you. You may not even understand what I'm talking about here. But pretty much it's an app that goes live on Google, goes in the Google Play Store, and it's super targeted, and it will get you free leads, and it will get you targeted leads for people that are looking for what you're doing within your niche. and you don't, and it's an almost untapped market. Okay, because I was showing this to John. One of the guys that's like within the top 10 in iPass has got close to, I want to say about 100, 150 apps. And he published all these about 2, 3 years ago. And needless to say, he's using them to collect leads. He's using them to promote his business. And he's using them to basically drive traffic to his website. Because, it's, once again, it's connected to a blog post. It's connected to his blog. It's kind of bringing everything else in, and it's actually pretty genius. Now he did all this like before, because I guess he was a programmer or something, and I guess he built all these for himself. And it's not the most like super high tech app, but some of these apps have between 10,000 and 50,000 downloads. Some of them have between 5 and 10,000 downloads. And I can tell you what, it's like if you want to grow your business the right way, dude, imagine what 10,000 people with your personal app on their phone could do for your business. It could definitely do a lot. I know that for damn sure. Because right now, and this has just been the last 2 weeks, I've been getting apps. I mean, I've been getting free leads basically every single day. Talon, you like that? I just saw your comment. And guys, feel free to post any questions in here too. But yeah, it's like this is something, and I didn't really want to like bring it out to anybody before I knew it was ready, before I felt comfortable with myself to like build anything for anybody. But I feel super confident with this because I'm actually and I'm not even going to go too far into it, but I'm kind of just building a side business on the side with this because I know a couple business owners, and actually I've been kind of building apps for them because it's the same thing. Whether you're an affiliate marketer or you're an online marketer or you're just a network marketer or an MLMer, imagine what an app for your business could do for you. I mean, literally to where it's like, guys, we all have apps on our phone. You know what I mean? But it's like push button. Welcome to me linking everything at the push of a button on your phone. Because 9 times out of 10, right? I mean, if you think about it, there are more people with cell phones right now than there are with computers or laptops. Most people spend, I know this, and this is what's screwball about it too, because like 2, 3 years ago, I was so anti-technology. Like I was the guy that kept a flip phone, literally to the point where the only reason I got a smartphone was so that I could run credit cards on my phone. That was really it. Other than that, I was like this flat thing that I held up to my ear was just the most obscure piece of technology. I didn't want one. I didn't want to do the games. I didn't have a Facebook account. My old business partner actually set up my Facebook account because I refused to do it because I was like, I don't want to do it, man. It's just, it freaks me out. Like all the, it's like, I don't want people knowing me and do it. And then I got into it. And funny enough, it just kind of happened to where like he, because of that, a couple of years later, here I am, marketing online and, making money online and generating a business for myself online because, it's weird how it works out. It really is. It's weird how it works out. But yeah, basically I was like so anti-technology at that time. And now I'm just like, I'm all into it, but when I first got online, I mean, you guys know this, if any of you guys been doing online, the first time you get online, it's just like, it's the most overwhelming thing. But what I realized was just like, I enjoy the challenge of like taking on new things, you know what I mean? And to me, it's like the more difficult, the more like crazy and the more, let's just put it this way, the more people that are scared of trying to learn something, the more I want to actually learn it because I know there's got to be something in that, because if it's that, you're not even so much that difficult to learn, but if it's that like crazy to kind of pick up, I want to get into it and I want to understand it. And, and Newt and Matt know this, but like I locked myself in a room for like 2 days, to figure this whole thing out and to get it all down. And actually, I mean, that's kind of how I learned a lot of cool stuff. Um, so okay, so some of you guys are getting on this. Some of you guys are getting on this. Okay, I'm going to I'm going to get back to all your private messages in a second. Let me just finish what I'm talking about. But yeah, for all those questions, what information would you need? Yeah, so for any of you guys that are interested with me doing this, just hit me up and we'll discuss this privately, because it's pretty sick how it works. Hey, Rocky John. Rocky's there. Rocky jumped on. I see that. Nobody's heard from Matt, bro. So anyway, he's probably funneling. So, but it's a great way to generate leads. You know what I mean? It's a great way to generate leads. And what's funny is because I'm not just promoting it in Power. I'm actually I'm doing some affiliate marketing for a couple different offers, and I've built in like it. And it's kind of like it's like a mini blog, on your phone. To where it's like you can literally build in your own links, and you can actually link the apps to your for any of you guys that are using Aweber. It only connects directly to Aweber right now, but you can basically collect leads that go right into your Aweber just from there, and it's pretty friggin' sick. I've been basically just generating free leads for myself over and over and over and over and over and over again every single day from these apps that I'm building, and they're all basically backlinked right to my website. So it actually drives more and more traffic to my site, to my blogs. So it's pretty kick-ass. Other than that, I know we're missing Matt. It seems like everybody's kind of Matt started doing some really cool YouTube stuff, and I know he wanted to talk about that because he wanted to share some of that with you guys later. But I'm going to see some comments here. Is anybody excited about this? Because I know that I'm like, this has literally just been some of the coolest shit that I've kind of jumped on. What information? Talon, depending on how detailed you want to get it, I can basically build it to be whatever you want it to be, and we'll kick it around, because actually I think the more creative we can get with this, the better traffic generating, the more traffic it's going to generate, and the better lead source it's going to be for you or whatever. And with all that, it's pretty kick-ass, and it's the screwball thing about it is because it's a mobile program. Normally I'd share my screen and show you some stuff, but they're mobile apps, so me sharing my screen would just show you nothing really other than some of the back office technical stuff that I've had to do within this program, which isn't really that exciting, just to say the least. Unless you're like a big geek like me and you get into super techie stuff. But with this, guys, I think, and this is what I mean, because we talked about this as far as John's thing, and for those of you guys that got in on that, good job. We're still waiting to hear some results. Obviously, for those of you guys that have been in the chat, what's going on with that. But we should be getting some really decent results in the next couple of days. But but basically, since we're leadership of this group, we don't just want to kind of follow what everybody else is doing. You know what I mean? We want to actually kind of set ourselves apart on this and offer something that's literally just for this team. I don't want to do this to I could have taken this and I could start marketing it, and I could easily come up with 10, 15 blog posts and just put these blog posts in the syndication groups and make some extra money for myself. But I want this to kind of be something exclusive for us, because you've seen it, and you've seen trends. You know what I mean? You've seen trends, and you've seen trends with different programs and different social media things But this isn't like a social media hack. You know what I mean? This isn't something to where it's like I got the new Facebook advertising hack, or I got the new YouTube hack, or I got the Pinterest hack, or I got the Instagram program that gets me, 500 leads a day. This is this is something that as long as you have a cell phone, and as long as people have cell phones, and as long as people are basically I'm just turning off my Facebook, man. Okay, there you go. So now I can just do it without interruptions. But as long as people have cell phones, and here's the thing, it's not just for cell phones either. It's cell phones and tablets. Now, the only thing that I can't do right now is iPhones, and that's got a lot to do with Apple, and Apple's just super picky about the apps that they put on their app store. So I'm still trying to work around some of that stuff, but as far as Android marketing goes, I feel like just literally in the last couple weeks, I mean, I've built up, it's not, and this is just like within the first 2 weeks, but I've basically generated anywhere from like 1 to 10 to 12 leads a day consistently with this little hack that I kind of jumped on and figured out. So yeah, so that is good. Gary's excited, Talon's excited, and yeah. So basically, anybody that's really up for that, man, we'll do something to where it's like we'll either just do a chat, but I'd rather talk to you guys face to face because I'm gonna need some stuff, like images and whatever and links and whatnot to do it. But but it's pretty kick ass to say the least, and it's the easiest, dude. I mean, just imagine having an app that's like super niche targeted. That's like if 10,000 people download that, you could potentially have 10,000 people all going to your website, all going to your offer. And obviously, I mean, not everybody's going to do it, but I've had about an 80%, 85% like keep the app, stay with the app, and it's basically it's their thing. They keep it uploaded. They haven't like what I don't even know the word, but it's like, but they take the app, they keep it, and I mean, I think the first app that I had a couple people like comment on or whatever, but a lot of these apps that I've got now are actually getting like real deal people I don't know, like 5-star rankings, which drives them higher and higher in the app search engine, which gets them downloaded more. So for that being said, this as far as a private team, kind of thing, for anybody that comes in, for anybody that's on board with this, we'll talk. For anybody that joins my team, I'm going to keep this, and I'm just going to do something cool. And I suggest it, man, because it's the more you kind of think about it, it's like you can do what everybody else is doing, and if it's working, I suggest do it. But I've always been like one of these like extra miler guys to where it's like I'm gonna do what I know works, and then I'm gonna tweak it a little bit and just kind of upset the matrix a little bit and get it going a little bit more. So that's pretty much it, guys. Like this is something that I just wanted to share with you guys in the meantime because it's like once the way I look at it is this. It's like did any of you guys see the Pacquiao Mayweather fight? Okay, and this is how I'm just kind of related, right? It's like I'm a pseudo strategy guy, Yeah, and Gary, you promote the app, and here's what's cool about it. All right, so, and then I'm gonna go back to the Mayweather fight and what this has to do. So you can actually, and this is what's cool about it, right? So you can actually, how you have menu bars and stuff in your blogs. You can actually add it to your, and I can show you guys how to do this. But you could basically have people download the app directly from your blog. Like, hey, you like this blog? Cool, get the app and tell your friends and rate it 5 stars. It's pretty awesome. And then, like, if you do it organically, like, and I haven't actually promoted any of these apps. All these apps have grown organically because they're just keyworded the right way, and that's why it's happening, and it's pretty super kick ass. So Yeah, but basically, but you can add it to your, and this is all something that I could show you guys, like, once we start building them and stuff. And here's the cool thing: I could literally get this done for you if I get all the information like in a day, like not even so much in a couple hours. And it's fun. It's like something that I've been kind of challenging myself with, and it's been a really kick-ass thing. But anyway, back to Pacquiao Mayweather, right? Um, some strategies work. Okay. And obviously, like Mayweather, as boring as that friggin' fight was, he's considered the best guy because he has a strategy to where it's like he'll just stick and move, stick and move, stick and move, and then bop, hit you with the one good punch. Bop, hit you with the one good punch. Now, he may retire, he may not retire, but the fact of the matter is he has a strategy because he does the basics. Everybody knows basic. I mean, if you get to a point where you're fighting against the champion, obviously you have a strategy. You follow the basics. You know the basics well enough. You know what the basic strategy to win enough matches to get to fight against the champ. But what makes Mayweather quote unquote better than anybody else? He outboxes people. He'll do the basic stuff, and then he'll basically like go and practice and go a little bit extra and a little bit more than anybody else to get to the point where it's like he doesn't get hit. And I want to kind of have the same thing for our team in that sense. It's like we all know what we're doing. We all know how to take action. We all go for what we need to go for. And now it's basically now we just need a couple extra pieces to kind of I guess like jack up the team in a sense, like boost it up a little bit to where like everybody's more or less we're supermen, we're superwomen, we're super marketers, and we've got all bases covered, all angles covered. And that's the thing. I look for long-term strategies. I don't look for like quick, this is going to work for the next 3 months, and then 3 months from now I'm going to have to figure out another strategy. This is long-term stuff. As long as that app stays published, you'll collect leads and information every day, every week, every month, as long as you're in. And that's what's kick-ass about it. There's not gonna be an algorithm change in an app, where all of a sudden the app doesn't work. Taylor said I don't even know who was fighting. You saved your money, bro. It wasn't that good of a fight. But anyway, yeah, I wanted to keep this short. I just wanted to kind of present this to you guys as something just kind of special to the crew, something special to the team, something that I really just want to give to the team in a sense, because because you guys have all been taking action, and if for Taylor, man, congrats, bro. I mean, was it 90 or 92? Out of 2,000, 2,000 people in the system. That's kick ass, bro. And I mean, and basically, I want to try to get you now from 90 to like potentially top 50, top 40, top 20, because I've kind of cracked the code on that. I like to backwards and like reverse engineer, people's successes and figure out how they did it, and I kind of did. And rather than just keep it to myself, I want to actually share this so that everybody else can profit and benefit from it as well. So other than that, Newton, you got something you want to say, or?
Hang on. I'm pigging out for those of you who don't know any better. Just eating dinner late. So listen, you guys, I can verify this. Max told me about this guy, one of the guys who's been a leader in iPass and in Empower and probably other stuff for a long time. And so I knew immediately who he was talking about, and he showed me what this guy was doing, and I'm just like blown away. And you can see the number of downloads that he's had on his apps and stuff, and it's just it's mind-boggling. So think about that. He's been getting free traffic from this for years and years and years to these offers, and it's just been incredible. So yeah. This is a real deal. Max has been working on it pretty intensely for a while. And it's really cool. And the thing is that you can create niches, right? So, this guy was creating apps for MLM and all sorts of stuff, but you can create an app for all kinds of niches, and that's what Max and I have been talking about is creating a niche for traffic or whatever. So it's just kind of a matter of putting it together. The challenge I have is that I use Windows Phone, and Max's app creator can't create apps for Windows Phone. So anyway, that's just one of those deals. But anyway, they've got like 3% market share or something like that. So that's just a numbers game. But so this is a real deal. And and Max has shared with me all of his downloads. He's let me go into to see his back office and stuff, and it's just like, holy crap. And when you think about the sheer numbers of people on a worldwide basis who are downloading apps all the time. And at first, when I heard about the app thing, I kind of thought, I don't know if that really makes any, whole lot of sense. And Max has just been more or less sort of experimenting with this for the last, 3-4 weeks. And even in that mode, he's getting, hundreds of downloads. So it's pretty amazing. So anyway, yeah, I encourage you guys to take advantage of that. That's a really nice offer by Max to do that for our team. And so I encourage you guys to take advantage of that and see what happens. So that's pretty much it. So here's the deal. If you're watching this and you're not part of our team, join our team. There's a link down below. Get involved. This is the kind of stuff that we're doing. I've got some pretty cool traffic options now for our team, and hopefully we'll get rolling on those here pretty soon. So we're doing some cool things. We're trying to make things happen for everybody, not just for us by ourselves. So that's the whole point of this. But anyway, yeah, pretty cool, Max.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, no, it's because I was kicking this around. This is why I was adamant. I was like, fuck that, man, we're doing a hangout because I wanted to get this on. So once again, for those of you guys that are basically on board with this, just PM, private message me on Facebook. We'll kick something around. I'm actually I'm kind of busy. I'm going to go see my youngest brother graduate with he's not the first college guy. I mean, it's my baby brother. He's graduating, or he graduated, but I'm not sure if he got like a master's or something. He got something. He's like an accountant now, but he got a really high graduation thing, and I promised him I'd be there for it. But I'm basically, because my family's all psycho workaholics too. I guarantee I'm probably just gonna be working the whole time I'm up there anyway. So I want to do this, and I want this team to explode. Like me and John and Matt all sat down basically in Nashville, and we pretty much kind of just looked at each other and we're like, all right, man, are we gonna do this, or are we just gonna kick rocks? Pretty much, you know what I mean? Are we gonna talk about doing something, or are we gonna do something? And the ultimate goal, guys, is literally I'm gonna check Steve's question. So we'll be able to make adjustments ourselves to the content if need be at any time. Steve, because I have the program to do it, actually, you just contact me and I can do it for you. It's really not a whole lot of work, but it's basically it's an actual app program. And let's just put it this way: since I started doing this, and knock on wood, I have yet to have any conflicts. I have not had any crashes. I have not had anything else. I have had a couple apps like kind of suspended for really pushing the limits on the things that I could do, but I learned what to do and what I couldn't do as far as like Google, what's it called? Rules and regulations, as far as like what's considered a good app, what's considered a bad app, what's considered a fraudulent app, to say the least. Um, and I'll just tell you, I created like a Pinterest app, and I used the Pinterest logo on it, and I put the Pinterest marketing app, and they suspended that. Like it wouldn't, they didn't even let it launch. They were just like, bam, like we're not going to let you launch this. Yeah, and actually, and I think, and here's what I'll do for you guys. Pretty much, yeah, I got to look into it because it's a program that I bought from JB Zoo, called Zappable. If you guys want the program right now, because I got it in like beta testing, and because I was one of the first guys on it, like it cost me like $39 a month. But if you guys wanted to buy it right now from JB Zoo, it's like $99 a month, or like $500-600 for the actual program for the year. And it's a yearly thing because like basically they it's these two dudes from like the Netherlands, and they talk like this, and they go, "This is the Zappable," and the training videos are ridiculous. And like literally, I've had to watch some of these videos like 20 times over because the guy talks like this, and he's like, "When you build the app, you need to do the certain things here," and it's like my least favorite kind of training videos where it's like I'm watching the screen and I don't even see the guy's face, but I'm watching the guy's screen. And he's like, and you click here and you do this and you do that. But I figured it out. So, but here's what's cool. Because I built in, I figured out how to build in like push button notifications, and that you can actually control yourself. And what's cool is, shit, I wish some of you guys actually had one of the apps because I'd show you. It's like there's a website where you can literally just like send push notifications to everybody that actually owns the app, and it's like how you get those like weather alerts or something, or you guys may get them on your phone where it's like when the kids get kidnapped or something, then it like pops up on your screen where it's like silver alert or like amber alert or something, where it's like red car, little. It's the same kind of alert, but just not so scary and creepy. But it was just like, hey, check this out, da da da, and it pops up on everybody's phone that actually has the app, and it's so kick ass. Like I drove like 300 people to an offer last week, just testing it out because I was like, let me see how this works, and I was checking the stats on it, and it went from like 150 to like literally like 429 in like 20 minutes because I did a push button thing. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I wasn't really sure what I was talking about before I answered that question, but I couldn't think of how to apply what we're doing. Yeah, okay, cool. Good. Yeah, Steve, I'm glad you yeah, dude, and that's and Betty Jean, they will work with iPhones. I just don't have an Apple developer account yet. Apple is very, very picky about the apps. Basically, and the guy Apple. Here's the thing: Google doesn't care. Like I could, Google's just like Google wants Google money because like basically like Google lets you run ads on these things or whatever, and as long as the app is like semi decent, like they'll let it pop up on the store. Apple is like it's Apple, and they want to them it's got to be like a 5-star quality super app. So this is what I'm saying. If we're gonna build an app that you want on both an Android and an iPhone, it's got to literally be like the super app for like a super niche that's like the end all be all like problem solver thing on it, and that's going to cost a little bit of money because actually Apple charges for development fees, you know what I mean? And whereas Google doesn't, you know what I mean? I paid a one-time fee and I don't have to pay it ever again, and I could publish apps every single day for forever. But yeah, it's easy. It's such a simple way to drive traffic, and it's such a simple way to collect leads, and it's such a simple way to just like build an extra kind of following and whatever to this. And now I just remember what we were talking about. So yeah, so basically we were sitting there in Nashville and we were it's like total open loop, right? Yeah, so we were sitting there in Nashville, right? And and we'd been through the event, we'd gone everything, and we'd seen it all. And I don't know about you guys, man. If you guys have ever been to an event, like you need to go to events. Just you have to, you know what I mean? Because it's like it's cool to do this, like to see me sitting in in my room, like kind of doing whatever. But it's a different thing to sit like across the table. It's like me, John, Matt, Gary, and Tom, was that his name? John. we're sitting. We had lunch. We had a really great meal. You know, we had a beer together. We're sitting there and we're kicking ideas together like as real human beings, you know, and it's not like, you know, I'm not having to check a chat thing and do all this other stuff and like, you know, make sure it's cool and you just it's just great to see people. And what's really funny is like a lot of here's what I figured out, right? Like I think I'm one of the tallest online marketers out there. I think John's a pretty tall guy too. You know, and besides David Wood, like a lot of marketers are really short. I figured that out. And because I walk and I'm like, man, I'm really tall compared to a lot of these guys. And the other thing is that like all these people are real people, you know what I mean? And you see them in person, and you're like, how the fuck are you making six figures? You know, how are you making, you know, five figures? How are you doing it? And how am I not? So it actually like I go to events and I get excited, but then I get pissed. I get really like pissed. I'm just like, because that's how I am, you know. Because once again, like back to this, I'm like super hard on myself. I was like, how the fuck is this guy doing it? And I'm not doing it. How the fuck is so then I go into like analyzation mode, and I just kind of like, and I was just like, all right, so this is what you got to do. You know what I mean? You can basically buy all the programs that these guys are using, or you could buy the hot Instagram, you know, training thing, or you could or you could just do something that they haven't really figured out yet. You know, and I think I might have, and I want to share it with you guys because we made a decision in Nashville towards like and I know we had talked about this in Vegas, but guys, Vegas the Vegas event is going to be in, I think it's late July. I think it's the last week of July, like the beginning of August, like it's the 29th, 30th to the 1st or something like that. And I'm not going to Vegas with a black lanyard. I'm going there with a red lanyard. You know, it's once this, and for those of you guys that actually don't really understand what the whole new comp plan is going to be, and the app that actually empowers coming out with a friggin' app that you can use to market, so sick. And because we were at the event, like we're going to be beta testing that as well. Which and you get some cool perks, you get some cool bonuses for going to the events. Like, you know, I'm pissed that I didn't go to the one. I think it might have been Orlando or whatever. Like, I didn't go to Orlando, right? Like, I had some stuff going on, and I missed out on the beta testing, like the alpha and the beta testing for the Klaatu blog. And I feel like that actually like affected me because I was just like, shit, man. Like all these other people that are like, anyway, it's not like a right place, right time thing, but it was more like a screwball. Like you just should have been there, you know. So for those of you guys, like literally, Vegas is coming up. You know, it's the last week of July, beginning of August. Okay, and I don't want it to be one of these things, you know, to where it's I've got stuff going on, guys. I got stuff going on all the time. All right, like I run a business. You know, I got 3 kids, I got a wife, I got a family, I got this, I got that. I still make time to market. I still make time to do all this other stuff. I still make time actually to actually spend a lot of time thinking about how to grow this team. And you know, and that was one of the crazy things about it, because like we're sitting there in Nashville, like at this event, and me and John and Matt are sitting to talk about it. It's like, all right, man, so how do we build this team? And Gary can, you know, we were literally sitting there like it wasn't like a how do I make as much money as I possibly can. It was actually, it's like, how do we help everybody else make as much money as they can? And that's kind of the difference I think between this group and whatever, because it's not a me group. You know what I mean? If anything, it's a we group, you know, because what we need to do actually benefits everybody. And I do feel that everybody here plays a part in the success of other people. And it's like, and the ones that only cared about themselves, hey man, listen, they're not in the group anymore. The ones that didn't want to participate aren't in the group anymore. The ones that, you know, came and went as they pleased, you know, saying they're not in the group anymore. Because this is really how we want to build this, you know. And I'm doing this literally just as a kind of pay it forward thing, because to my mind, in my mind, it's like this: it benefits everybody when everybody in the group is getting results, you know, because it's pretty much, it's social proof. It's social proof that not only that, like, can people actually do it, but this is literally something where it's like, this is what we offer as a group. And I think that compared to, because there are, I mean, people shop, you know, and people shop for sponsors, people shop for, you know, leaders, people shop for other things. But it's like when you have something that's specific only to you and your team, you know, and people see the value in that. And I mean, I personally think that we're just one of the coolest groups of people online, period, you know, just hands down. I'll stamp that with an approval. I can't see why people wouldn't want to join, in that sense. So if it's something that it's basically like, and I can show you guys how to do this. I mean, actually, if you guys want to get the program and learn it, I can actually, like, I figured it out. I can do all this other stuff too. But yeah, I mean, that's something that I want to basically offer to the group, because I think that, and here's the thing with this. This is basically like starting up a brand new blog. You're not going to get like instantaneous results off of it, but it will grow and it will, populate, and it will get bigger and bigger and bigger, as people download it, and as people rank it, and as people, give it 4 stars, 5 stars, or whatever. And as you promote it, it will actually grow a lot quicker, and it will drive a ton of traffic to your offer.
Yeah, listen, you guys, it's this deal. Here's the thing, and really, if you look at most of the really good marketers in our business, they're out of box thinkers, and that's really what this is all about. Is you need to be an out of box thinker, and so this is going to help you kind of do that. And Max, I don't know. I don't know what the scoop is. I'm going to look at the other. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. I'm like about 20 seconds behind.
Oh, it's okay.
But anyway, so listen, you guys. This is an out of box idea. People have been using this. One of these guys has been using this to tremendous success. I'm not talking about little success. Max talked about this guy. He's built like 150 apps. We were just kind of going through the numbers, and on average, probably he's got 2,000 downloads times 150. So just do the numbers on that. It's just,
it's a million downloads. It's a million free leads, basically.
Yeah, it's just, and that's what this business is really. In a lot of ways, it's just a numbers game. That's what advertising and marketing has always been. It's just kind of a numbers game. So that's the idea behind this. It's the idea behind everything that we're trying to do. And that was really the inspiration that we had that came out of Nashville was, let's think about some different ways, some ideas that we can think out of the box and come up with some different ways to help everybody get success, because your success is our success, and that's the bottom line. That's just no bull. And that's, Max was saying that, and that is no bull. We literally came out of there thinking, first of all, we're not going to Vegas without red lanyards or better, number one. And number two, we want everybody else on the team that comes to Vegas with us to be in the same situation. So, and I'm not doing it. I'm not going there without at least that. So anyway, just get involved, take advantage of this offer. It's really cool and very, very nice, Max, to do that. And we're going to do some pretty cool stuff. Matt has been working on some YouTube marketing, and we're going to talk about that next week. That's another good deal. I've actually got something I can add to that as well, and I've got to check on an app. Speaking of apps, I've got to check on a YouTube app that we might be able to also talk about as part of that. That could be pretty cool for everybody. So anyway, that's what I got for this week, you guys. So
yeah. So guys, just realize, if you're a part of the team already, PM me. If you're not a part of the team, get back to the person that sent you here, or just click the button below, because for those of you guys that understand the new comp plan, sorry, my daughter's just getting out of the shower and she has a hard time being quiet. Hey, Boogie. Hello. Okay. So for those of you guys that don't really understand this new comp plan, it's going to go 6 levels deep. Okay. It's and basically for anybody, they've pretty much set it up now to where they're going to be launching like Klaatu Premium, which is going to give you 10 blogs, access to the app, all the video files and everything else, and it's going to be fully commissionable. And I think it's going to be like $100 a month, but it'll pay like $70 a month. And the first commission is automatically yours, and like after, and once the cycle goes up, then the pass up stuff will kind of kick in. But the way they kind of put it to where it's like it's get five, get five, get five. And Dave Wood kind of broke down the math on this, and he's like, if you can get 5 people every single month, in the next 2 years, you can be a millionaire. Now, income disclosure, obviously, CM Power Network / income on this. There is no guarantee on this because, certain people work and certain people just sit back and watch other people get rich. But, I'm not one to sit back and watch anybody do anything. Like, I'll watch people to learn from them, but I'm not going to, just watch them and be a cheerleader for anybody else. You know what I mean? I want to be the rah rah go go guy for this team and this team only, really, because this is guys, we've been together for a while, and I want to make sure everybody rocks out and kicks ass. So that being said, let's take some action on this. I know I'm going to. I know John's been working really hard working on the other stuff that we've been talking about, and just realize this, guys. We're not sitting on our ass doing nothing. There's a lot of things in play here, whether you guys know about whether we're making big announcements about them or whatever. But trust me, if we're quiet about something, it's usually because we're working on something that we want to make sure that we get ready to roll out to everybody, because it's I just learned a long time ago, it's much better to come out and present a solid presentation than it is to roll out an idea and then have it not happen, because then that just kind of makes you look like a dumbass. Whereas this is something that I pretty much just figured out, and I was just like, dude, this is sick. We're gonna rock this. Then I was like, you know what, man, it's not fair for me to just keep it to myself. Let me just share it with everybody. So and just kind of just pay it forward in that sense. So if we could, and well, I'll talk to everybody individually about this. Hell, and actually, if everybody wants to do it, I could pretty much just run a private hangout, not a live hangout, where we can go over all the details of what I need. And I'll just get everybody across the board on the panel with all their questions, and you guys can send me all the information, and then we can play with it. And we can have some fun. But other than that, guys, just know this is the year. We're looking at the first week of May now. You basically got 7 months left of the year. I don't know if you guys set goals for yourself at the beginning of this year, but I do know this is that in a business world, the first quarter is basically over. Second quarter is still in play. We still got the second quarter, third quarter, and the fourth quarter of the year to basically make something phenomenal happen. And if you've seen any of these people in Empower, really just anybody, everyone will talk about it to where it's like, I went on a 90-day run. In the last 90 days, I went on a 90-day focused run. And in that 90-day focused run, I made, $5,000, $10,000, $50,000, $30,000. And I don't see why we can't do that. And if anything, I totally believe that we can do that and bust that out individually per person in this team, as long as everybody's focused and on the same page and actually taking action. So with that being said, for those of you guys that are interested, private message me. For those of you guys that are watching this, whether it's live, whether it's replay, click the button, join the team, get on board with this, because there's no reason that you should be sitting, because here's what happens, right? And I'll just tell you this. If you don't jump on this, okay, it's May 6th, right? May 6th, 2015. May 6th, 2016 is going to happen a year from now, okay? And I can actually mark this day as the day that, this is the day the app was offered to everybody. And there are going to be people that jump on it. There are going to be people that don't jump on it. There are going to be people that are watching this hangout. They go, well, I don't know, that don't take advantage of it. And then there are going to be people that go, yo, that sounds great. I want to take advantage of it. And then there are people that are just sitting here watching. You're not even, you may just be watching. You may be watching a replay of this. You may be watching something else. And, maybe you're hesitant or whatever. Maybe, I don't know. But I do know this, is that if you don't do anything to change your situation, you will be stuck in the same situation next year. Okay? And I'm 36 now. In 3 months, dude, I'm going to be 37. I'm coming up on 40. Okay. And this is how I look at it. I was telling my wife the other day, she's, because we joke about it, because I've known her since I was 13 years old. She's my best friend or whatever. And and we joke about it all the time. She's like, I've known you for too long. I was like, I've known you too for too long. But anyway, because now I'm like older and like my body gets sore or whatever. And she was like, shit, I'm almost 40. She's like, don't, because, and actually her birthday is only a week after mine. So we're basically the same age. And, she's like, I'm not 40. I was like, well, shit, I feel like I'm 40 sometimes. And just thinking about that, and then thinking about, and I know for some of you guys, man, we've got such a varied age group on this. It's just like, I got 3 kids that depend on me. I got a family that depends on me. I got a lot of promises that I got to keep, to people. And I refuse to not take action. I refuse to be in the same situation. I'm in a way better situation this year than I was last year. And, and that's my thing. It's just like, but I know that there were things that I could have done last year to be in a way better situation this year. And instead of taking action, I sat around and did shit. Like there was a point where I was, for about 5-6 months at Empower when I first joined, I didn't do anything. I had 4 blogs and I did nothing, and now that I think, and I sit back and I think on that, I did absolutely nothing. And it wasn't like I wasn't doing, I was watching TV. I was watching movies. I was playing video games. I was free time that I had that could have been implemented into doing something I didn't take advantage of. And now I'm sitting there, I'm like, fuck, you're an idiot. Like you should have 2 more blog posts. Maybe you could have learned something. But with this now, and especially now, like I got some good money rolling in. It's just like I can take the time to invest and tweak and kind of whatever. And that's what I want to kind of offer to you guys, because I know all you guys listen, man. Your heart's in this. You believe in it. You want to make it happen. We believe in you. We believe in each other. So let's just make this happen. For those of you guys that are interested, PM me. For those of you guys that have been watching this, join now. Get on this team. Let us help you. Help us help you. Help yourself. Help yourself. And whatever. And we'll see you guys next week with some more awesome, ITB training, and start gearing up. And if you guys listen, if you haven't got a ticket for Vegas yet, get the damn ticket to Vegas. You know what I mean? And just start, putting the money aside. If you think about it now, I think plane tickets aren't that expensive. The ticket to the event is pretty cheap. I think it's still about like $100, $120. Trust me, it's worth it. You want to be there for this. And if you just save, let's just say $20 a week, you'll get a ticket. You'll get all your tickets. You get all the rooms. You'll get the rooms paid for, whatever. We'll figure it out. But you want to be there for this, because I want to see everybody there. Okay? And I want to see everybody there as a red lanyard, rocking out, being on stage, commission countdown, and talking about, yeah, I did it. And in 90 days, I did a 90-day push, and this is the result that happened. Okay? So anyway, I'm signing off. Peace out, John. You got any last parting words, or?
I'm good.
Okay, cool, guys.
You guys have an awesome week. We'll talk to some of you guys tomorrow.
Okay, I'm gonna put my face back. I'm gonna turn my Facebook back on for you guys that want to contact me. If not, we'll see you guys in the group. And peace out. Join now.